on is opening. Oh, several people want to get into the waiting room.
Just saying that. Nothing happened.
Is it well? Admit, 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 admit. It's recording. There you go. Do you want to record now? You should be in.
Okay, so
Okay,
start
start video.
hi, Cher.
Yeah, there you are. You good?
Okay.
Not, I'm pulling her hair.
Well, just not too hard. Cher, come here. Let me see you. Get in the screen.
I just took her hair out.
Girl, you got a lot of hair. Cher, you got a lot of hair. That's a good thing. Okay, so, can you wait a minute? Okay. Hey, Lauren, how are you, my friend? I haven't seen you in 100 million years. Unmute yourself.
Hi. I'm good.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
So this week I should expect to see a recorded lesson, right?
Yeah, and SVP.
Oh, it's going to be your SVP? Okay, good. Okay. Vanessa, unmute yourself, my dear.
Hello.
Would it be possible for you to talk with me for about 5 minutes via cell after this meeting?
Sure.
Okay. Don't let your heart rate get up. Don't let the anxiety flare.
Okay.
It's nothing bad. Just want to touch base. Okay.
No worries.
All right. So how come I don't see anybody else? It's 4:30. Yikes. So has it been a good week, everybody? I know it's all relative. It's all relative. I know.
I have a few questions.
Oh, good, because everybody can benefit from your questions. So what are they?
Okay. I'm kind of concerned about like meeting the 300 hours. Just because like what we have about 5 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I usually average like, I want to say 17 hours a week. So 17 times 5. I guess I would be fine then.
17 times 5 is 85.
Yes. And I'm at like 170 something hours right now.
Lauren, just remember that God willing, next semester, you're going to be on site. I fully expect you to be on site. So you're going to be way okay. It's 600 hours total. And with this plus what you're going to do on site, you'll be fine. I've already gotten a message, me personally, from Fresno State saying, if we open up, not if we open up, when we open up on site, will you be willing to be on site? And of course I am. I'll wear a mask and I'll wash my hands and I'll practice social distancing, but you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
Okay, so it's like, so it's, that doesn't need to be finished by the end of this semester. It's just a benchmark.
Yeah.
And then my next question kind of goes along with that. I feel like this has been asked, but just with everything going on, I forgot if, I was thinking about hours and I forgot if this counted. If we are doing our lesson planning on the weekends, would we count that as hours?
Yes, you would.
Okay, I haven't been doing that, so maybe that would.
That was a good question. I'm glad you asked it because I was wondering about that too. Like if like the time we spend grading, the time we spend, you know, outside of the class, if that counts.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So, you know, I look at them and if I see something that makes me red flag, like you're saying, I spent 12 hours on Saturday grading papers. I don't think so. So, yeah.
I would hope that none of
Oh,
us.
4 are waiting. Okay. You guys, I'm still, oh.
I'm over here talking and I'm on mute. I was gonna say, I had a couple people text me and say, "Are you in yet?" There they are.
There they are. Hi, you guys. So I see Christine. I see Giselle. Well, and it doesn't say anybody. Oh, Len Charm, it should say him.
I'm here.
Okay, good. Unmute, okay? I think that's everybody. Eli has a problem tonight, and Jimmy, as you know, is always working. So we are, well, Charles should be here. There he is. Charles, unmute, please.
Hello.
Christina, unmute. Giselle, unmute. Lacey, unmute. Lauren, unmute. You don't have any parties going in the background, so we don't have to worry about them. Honestly, when I view your lessons and students aren't unmuted, whew, it's a wild party in the background. Okay, so here we go. Just 2 items for me to you on your SVP. And Lacey, you asked this good question, and it's just one that I just don't even think, but it's an important question because it saves work for you. So tune in your ears. When you're doing your SVP, that's only one reflection that week, not one reflection for your SVP and then another reflection for your weekly reflection. So only one reflection when you do your SVP. And of course, that SVP reflection is in your TK20 SVP area. So everybody got that? You're gonna submit your SVP reflection in TK20, and you are going to submit a 3 to 5 minute video clip, not the whole lesson, just what this forces you, and you figured that out, that if you have a 3 to 5 minute video clip that is representative of your lesson, that forces you to look at the video of your lesson and then just submit the 3 to 5 minute video clip of your lesson. And we're not going to meet long today unless you have some questions, but I just want to reiterate some things. I go into TK20 and I look, have you submitted your reflection? Have you submitted your lesson plan? Have you submitted your video clip? Have you submitted your classroom progress profile? And honestly, those are things that I really look at. I look at the students you've identified as your focus students, and then I look at your activity strategy table, and then of course I look at your lesson to see how are all those meshing. Okay, so only one reflection. You don't have to do one for the SVP, one for the week. It's just one reflection per week. And then, so Lacey, this zooms large on your horizon. Once you submit your reflection on TK20, then I'm going to send you a text message. I want the Zoom reflections to be, or the SVP debriefs to be Zooms. So once I see that you've let me know you've submitted your material on TK20, then I'll send you a text saying, could you meet on Zoom, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll send you a Zoom reflection, okay? Or a Zoom invite. What am I doing? This is only diet soda. Okay. 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 So that's all I have, other than it makes me heartened when I see lessons this week that are exemplary or incorporate or show that you have consciously thought about your closure. So, Vanessa, you had a closure this week that was very creative, and had you been in person, you might have done something different. So Vanessa, share with us the closure that you did this week, and then something that if you were in class, you might do.
Sure. So this week, because closure was one of the things that I was trying to work on. So I really tried to, incorporate it into my lessons this week. And the one that I did that seemed to work well was I had the students at the very end. I gave them 15 seconds or something to type one word into chat that either something they learned, if they how they felt about the lesson. I kind of left it open and just said, type something into chat, and then I kind of counted down, and then I had them all hit enter at the same time. And then their answers just started popping in. Of course, for whatever reason, I couldn't read the answer situation, so I just asked my teacher to read some off that she liked. But it was kind of cool to see what things the students picked out and what they liked. And then the second thing was if I was in, can you guys hear me? I got that little message that said that my internet connection sucks.
A little robotic, but
So Vanessa, let's have ultimate clarity. The actual message that you got was not that your inner sucked, isn't it? That it's unstable.
Yes, unstable.
Okay.
It was unstable.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's better now. So then the other thing is, if I was in a regular class, you can do something kind of like that and then have them say their word on the way out. But I kind of would have preferred to do, if you guys have ever heard of the snowball, it's like snowball or something like that, where you
Crumpled paper.
write something on the piece of paper and then they crumple it up into a ball and they get to throw it. Of course, you have to set rules beforehand, like they can't throw it at each other and they can't throw it at me or whatever. But yeah, I think that would be super fun way to kind of end the lesson.
But what's in the crumpled paper?
Yeah,
What
so
do you have to respond to in the.
you kind of get to decide as the teacher, but it could be as simple as writing the word or one sentence of a thing that you learned or something that surprised you or something but it needs to focus back on the lesson. That's the whole point. It can't just be I'm excited to go camping this weekend. That wouldn't work, but something like that. Yeah,
And it just ties in the kinesthetic,
yeah.
the writing, and a little bit of excitement. It's just something different.
Yeah, kids
Good.
don't often get to crumple a piece of paper and throw it, so that'd be kind of fun.
Okay, Lentern, you had a very good closure this week. Talk to me or talk to everybody about what you did.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to steal that idea, Vanessa, for my next closure. So thank you. Yeah, I have issues with closures too. I tend to just get through to what I need to get through, and then I kind of forget. It's out of time, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So I've had issues too. So I finally just got a lot better with time management. And so I had it where it was multiple choice questions, but I'm trying to make it to it's more interactive. So I had them hold up fingers for A, hold up one finger. If the answer is B, hold up two fingers, and then C, and then D. And then along with that, I try not to use it too much, but I'll have the joke of the day. If we get through everything at the end, then we'll have the joke of the day. And so I do research on that too. It has to be funny though, because I've done one where it just was nothing. So you get a feel for your class, and you got to know what they find that's funny. And they really love that too, because then they want to start sharing, and then they want to I have a joke too. So it's very interactive, those closures.
So this week he had a picture of a wave of the ocean. And what was the joke?
It was, how do you know oceans are friendly? And it's because they wave. And of course, it's like a wave, and then they also wave.
Loved
Yeah.
it. Great. Okay. And they don't have to be long and involved, your closures. They just have to be short, sweet, and give you information like, did I hit it or didn't I? Okay, and Charles, today I watched your lesson, and it was number 5, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so tell everybody what you did as your closure for kindergarten.
Yeah, so I have a kindergarten class, and my closures are pretty simple. It's true and false questions. I just ask two of them, and I basically I ask what, you know, let me just give you the actual items. So it says, to show adding two, I should guess the number, then write it down. So what we're doing is we have two different sets, and I want them to show how do they solve it. So they have to count the sets and then write down a number. Count the second set and write down a number. So throughout the lesson, I was working with that. So my question is, do you guess and then write it down? And of course, they should say false. But the kicker is to say true or false. I don't ask them to say true or false. In the beginning, I used to have them do thumbs up for true, thumbs down for false. But we're getting more creative.
Sophisticated. Yeah.
So now, I believe this time around, because I switch it every time. So this time around, I did thumbs down for false. No, thumbs up for true, but false, I had them cover their mouths. So I changed it up, or maybe you can put your hands on your head or wave your hands around, so you can just change it up every time.
But I think the key is that with kindergartners, you can do true false based on the components of your lesson. So very good, you guys. You're getting the hang of doing closures. I think at the beginning of the semester, you thought they had to be some kind of big production, but they don't. They got to be short, dirty, and sweet. Okay, so I just want to reiterate, SVP, only one reflection that week, and it has to be on the lesson. You don't have to do a weekly reflection for the whole week. And then I will ask for a Zoom meeting with you to talk about your SVP. And that's it. Anybody have anything else that they want to add or subtract or multiply or divide? Okay, Lacey.
So for the SVP, you have 7 days to submit your reflection, which is 1 week, and I had mine on Wednesday. So technically I have till Wednesday to submit my reflection to TK20. What are your rules on that?
Whatever they say in the FAST manual have to be my rules. So I just go in every day. I check TK20 every day to see what's there. And I checked today to see if your reflection was there, and it wasn't. And I wasn't worried about it because I knew you still had more time. So that's all. And Lacey, oh, I can't say anything. I'll talk to you when you have your reflection done, but it's a good thing. Okay.
I'm like, don't say that to me. I'm going to freak out.
Good thing. It's a good thing. You did
Okay.
something really well. Okay. So I just, not to get anybody's anxiety level up, but by this week, you should have completed at least 4 lessons. So get them to me this week if you haven't completed 4, okay? All right, I'm not going to keep you any longer unless you have any questions. This is just really important for me to check. Ooh. Christina, are you there? This is so good for me because during your lessons, when I see you say, so-and-so, are you there? Are you there? I get it, what you're doing, and I'm doing the same thing. No. Okay. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know that you are at this point in the semester just jammed like I am. You probably saw that I sent a message to your mentor teachers via email, and I copied you that I wanted them to comment for your end of semester eval. And I will schedule those for the first week in December, because your last day in the classroom from the university is December 9. And so we'll have a little chit chat via Zoom probably for that. And honestly, if your mentor teacher wants to share, if you want to share your eval with your mentor teacher so she or he knows what I've written, they already know what they've written. In the past, I have shared the whole document with them, but then I kind of got, you know how you think about your process. it's really not mine to share. It's yours to share because it's not my evaluation, it's your evaluation. So if they say, hey, Lacey, can I see what your evaluation looked like so I can see what your university coach said, then that's fine, but I am not going to share it with them. This is a change in my practice from the past, but you know, we all progress in our understanding and in our process. So that's where we are. So Len Charn, I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock on a cell phone call. Okay, no, not Len Charn, sorry, Charles. And that's it for me. Unless you've got anything else, you can go and have a binge night watching Netflix.
I have a few more questions. I'm sorry.
Okay, everybody benefits from your questions, so don't be sorry.
So just to clarify, you will not see the whole video of our SVP, or you will, but we just formally turn in the 5-minute section. Is that right?
Lauren, I will see your entire SVP lesson, the entire, however long it takes. Are you drinking beer, Len Charn?
I wish I was, but no, it's water. I wouldn't be drinking beer. And it's Sunday. We have to teach tomorrow.
We just had to add some humor, honestly. So I will see your whole lesson. And then what you post for your 10 to 15 minute clip, or 3 to 5 is just what you decide. And I will look at it. I will think about, why did they pick that? So, but I will view the whole lesson. So Lacey, I viewed your whole lesson. Okay, Laura, all right. Anything else? You're just a fount of questions. I love it.
I know. Well, I don't want to mess up this SVP. So I was working on it today. The class profile, like, what if in that section, that specific student, like, there's nothing to write? Would that be okay? Like, sometimes will you have blanks?
You'll never have blanks.
Okay. So it should all be.
You should have something on every student.
I mean, but not for like, okay, so like Lauren, my kids, I have some that have like an IEP, but not all of them, right? So in that section, in that column, not all of my students, I didn't go in and write NA, like for the ones that don't have anything. But I do have a blurb for every student on the far right.
Yeah, like I would have a little thing for every student, but maybe they don't have an IEP, or they don't have like a medical.
Absolutely. For example, you might say student infrequently logs in, or turns off his microphone, or turns off his camera, or is non-responsive during virtual meetings.
I don't think anyone in my class has an IEP.
Wow.
Yeah, my teacher, she was like, she said that she didn't think anyone had an IEP.
Wow.
I thought
that's very unusual.
But then I'm thinking maybe they do. I know.
Lauren, just write, in conversations with my mentor teacher, it was revealed that at this point in the year, we have no information on this student relative to IEPs.
Okay.
But is it a student that maybe during when we get back to whatever normal is, that this student would be referred to an SST for potential IEP? Just write that. I mean, it just shows that I have knowledge that this student, there may be difficulty, and it is a possible referral to an SST meeting. Do you all know what an SST meeting is? Okay.
Student support center or something like that?
It's a student study team, and it's when a teacher suspects that a student may have learning difficulties or ADHD or behavioral difficulties, they refer to an SST, student study team, and it's a team made up of teachers and the parent is invited, and you talk about, you present as the teacher what you feel the issues are with the student, and together the team comes up with a plan. One component of the plan may be referral for further testing from the school psychologist and the resource teacher. That's not always the end result. It could be that you as the teacher, if it's a behavioral issue, are tasked with coming up with a behavioral plan and a reward and incentive system. So it's not always that every student that goes for student study team ends up being tested because you suspect a learning disability or ADHD or something more significant. So it's just where you get to sit down and talk, and next steps. What should we do as a team? What should you do as the classroom teacher? And I would think that several of you might have students that, and you could just write in that column on your classroom progress, classroom profile, SST referral pending. If you think that, but I wouldn't just write SST referral pending. You better have a little bit more color there, due to blah, 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 due to students' inability to focus, students' inability to blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. So it's been fun to see you. I expect a flood of lessons this coming week. And Lacey, I'll be looking on TK20. Charles, I'll see you tomorrow. And Vanessa, I will call you after this meeting is over, okay? All right. Goodbye, you guys. Happy to see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.